Next on Worcester News tonight, on its 40-year anniversary, first responders remember the blizzard of '78 and the impact it had on the city. Plus, the Worcester Police Department has received a grant which is expected to help officers combat gang violence in the city. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. An almost $500,000 grant is expected to help Worcester Police combat gang violence. The money is part of a larger statewide grant and will benefit several of the department's programs, as well as a few new ones. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live with those details. Cam?
Yeah, Anna, the grant will open doors to several opportunities for kids here in the city of Worcester in hopes of keeping them off the streets. Today I caught up with the Worcester Police Department, as well as one student who's already taking advantage. Ray Aviles likes to mix music, and Worcester police officers are helping give him more opportunities.
It would be stressful if I didn't have a place to go to stop thinking about the stuff like school and family, all that stuff. I just come down here and zone out with the music.
This week, the police department received a $490,000 grant to focus on preventing citywide youth crime and gang violence from the Shannon Community Safety Initiative. Gang Unit Officer Justin Bennis spent Tuesday afternoon teaching the guitar to students as part of AMP, the Arts and Music Police Partnership.
We are looking at risk, high risk, and proven risk youth throughout the city of Worcester. So that would include kids as young as 7 to older folks up into their 30s.
The grant will help fund AMP, as well as other Worcester police programs like boxing and rugby. Aviles, a junior at Burncoat High School, hopes to gain more experience in the industry he loves.
I was really excited to get to know more about music and studio. It's really good to get your mind off things and just concentrate on what you're doing at the moment.
In order to qualify, communities had to demonstrate high levels of youth violence and gang problems. Sergeant Kerry Hazelhurst says AMP should bring together the police department and students of all interests.
This is something new, and it's not everybody is into sports, and so this will be working with those who have a more creative side to them, with artistic abilities or music abilities.
What do you hope you get out of this experience?
A job here at the studio.
Now, in talking to the department earlier today, they said they're excited for this opportunity because it allows them to build more relationships with kids throughout the city. Anna?
Sounds like a great program. Thanks for that, Cam. In honor of Black History Month, the club at Worcester State is hosting a Spirit Week. Third World Alliance is a group of students dedicated to promoting inclusion and multicultural diversity on campus and in the Worcester community. Each day this week, there'll be a different event. For example, on Monday, students were encouraged to dress in traditional attire or fashion representing African culture. Sophomore Menasi Kanadu says helping educate each other is important.
Not just Black History Month, Latin History Month. It's not really embedded in our educational system, whether it be in the class, whether it be in the course catalog. So it's very important to showcase it in these other events, letting it be known that these other events are important and we do need to give them a chance to thrive.
The club says they hope what they're doing now will allow future generations to do even more, like expand to different heritage weeks. 40 years ago today, a major snowfall took the state by surprise, dumping almost 2 feet of snow on the city of Worcester, forcing many to abandon their cars on busy roadways. Our Chandler Walsh spoke with first responders today who remember the day all too well.
It's been 40 years since the historic blizzard of '78. For a group of young Worcester police officers who were on the job, it's a storm they'll never forget.
40 years goes by fast.
An intense storm. I don't think you really can use words to describe it.
The officers say the police were some of the only people out in the storm. Many residents abandoned their cars, and most people were stuck inside their homes.
All the cars were two-wheel drive, and that makes a big difference. Everything now is all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. So all the cars, everything was stuck.
The city was shut down. It was just like a ghost town.
The officers remember getting to work was difficult.
I came down my driveway, and when I got to the street, I said, I can't walk another step. I've only gone about 250 yards, and this storm is so intense, you could almost get lost in it.
During the height of the storm, officers say it was tough for the department to respond to medical calls. The ambulances couldn't get through side streets.
They had to do a lot of legwork that night. They had to leave the ambulances and
the cruisers at the bottom of these hills and had to trudge through these drifts and so on, and to get these patients.
The Worcester Historical Museum says the storm dropped 20 inches of snow, winds up to 50 miles per hour, and snow drifts as high as 18 feet tall.
A hurricane off of South Carolina merged with a cold front, and that's what really moved it up forward towards New England very quickly. So Worcester got hit pretty bad.
One bright spot, the blizzard made crime almost non-existent. Officers say civilians pitched in, bringing people with medical emergencies to ambulances on snowmobiles.
Everybody pitched in. It was a time of cooperation.
Looking back, the officers see the blizzard as a time the city came together.
There was stress. You're trying to get people to the hospital, trying to pick people up and everything, but there was a camaraderie, I believe.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester's not the snowiest city in the country this year, but we're still in the top 10 with more on the way. According to a report by the Golden Snow Globe, Worcester has already seen 36.5 inches of snow this season. And with a winter storm watch going into effect 7 a.m. Wednesday, we can expect to see even more. Worcester's DPW Commissioner Paul Moosey says the department will be prepping for the snow overnight and will likely have more than 300 pieces of equipment out on the roads tomorrow.
I would say, both morning and evening commutes are what we really want to make sure that we get the roads in the best shape we can for. So tomorrow it'll be an evening commute, and hopefully that we'll have everything all cleaned up and resanded before Thursday morning's commute.
Worcester is one of several communities to have called off school for tomorrow. In an effort to help combat chronic absenteeism in the Worcester Public Schools, administrators are looking at new ways to get kids excited for school. Superintendent Maureen Benenda says they'll be offering free Worcester Railers tickets to any fourth grade student who attends school for 6 weeks straight without missing a day. Benenda says the Railers Skate to Success program has worked well, and she's hoping this program will do the same.
We want kids to come to school every day because if you don't come, you can't learn. But also because new accountability is going to be chronic absenteeism. So any student that is 18 days or more absent in a year is going to be considered chronic absent. The state's going to use that accountability measure in the determination of the accountability of each individual school and the districts.
The Skate to Success program runs through March and will serve more than 2,500 students by the end. Trying to spread happiness during a sad time. A Rutland couple is remembering their young son by treating other families to lunch. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the details.
Today would have been Ryan Manu's 3rd birthday. His parents are remembering him for the happiness he brought to their lives.
He loved cars.
He was always happy.
Yeah, always happy, always smiling. He was the happiest kid.
Ryan was tragically killed in the driveway of his family's Rutland home last May. His loss is felt every day.
Appreciate your kids. You never know what's going to happen.
His dad says before Ryan died, they had breakfast at McDonald's. So for their son's birthday, the couple decided to pay for children's Happy Meals at lunchtime Tuesday.
Just about being kind and giving back the best where we can, and also as part of our healing.
They say although the last 9 months have been extremely difficult, they've received a tremendous amount of support.
We've had a lot of help and a lot of people show us love. It feels like the whole world is behind us. That's how we are getting through.
The couple has 2 other children, and Danielle is 7 months pregnant with a girl. They say the pregnancy brings joy during an otherwise sad time.
Having something to look forward to, It's a 2 different process. It's like you live in the past and then you have to try and see the future, and you have to appreciate the moments. And that's what we try to do.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
An already bad week for Rob Gronkowski getting even worse. The Patriots tight end returning from the Super Bowl loss to find his house had been robbed. Perry Russum has more on the investigation.
Foxborough police are calling this a routine property crime, but there's nothing routine about the person involved. Police say Rob Gronkowski called 911 from his home Monday night, about an hour after the Patriots got back from the Super Bowl.
We're not going to release any details about possible suspects or any of the items stolen at this point, but the case remains under active investigation.
It had already been a difficult 2 weeks for Gronk.
This pass
The concussion, losing in the Super Bowl, thinking about retirement.
I'm definitely going to look at my future.
And now a burglary. Foxborough's police chief is Bill Baker.
Whether you're Rob Gronkowski or Bill Baker, all of these kinds of property crimes are very personal and very intrusive.
I got Gronk gear all over the place.
Katie Pitsley loves number 87 so much he's on the back of her car.
It's sad and depressing that they fought so hard in the Super Bowl and they didn't get it. And then he comes home to this.
Cars were seen coming and going from Gronk's 2 homes on Congdon Circle. The only way to get off and on the property is by driving through a security gate. Cameras can be seen on the home, but police aren't saying what they captured.
This is what happens, though, when people go out of town and people know they're out of town. Things like this happen.
Still no official word on what was stolen. Police say they are considering releasing the 911 call made by Gronkowski. In Foxborough, Perry Russum, Worcester News Tonight.